Hey rascals, how you doing? Bees are hey, they're a little pissy today. Look at them, they're a little pissy today. Imagine that. Bees with an attitude. Oh well, that stuff happens. Come on, go back to your hive, will you? Quit bothering old Steve-O. 75 degrees today, guys. How do you Michigan beekeepers like that? Oh, here's my bee suit. Okay, clogs, t-shirt. January 19th. Bees are flying good. I don't see a lot of pollen coming in. I was out here the other day. These things were coming in snowy white. I mean, the dust was all over them. I don't know what they were crawling into. It could be they were crawling into some wild cherry. Those got a real powdery looking bloom on them. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you the bees, what's happening. Make you Michigan beekeepers really jealous of this Florida beekeeper, you know. I mean, anyway, what I wanted to show you was I retuned this. Let me get down here out of these bees. They're getting a little pissy and they're just about to slap me. They're about to bitch slap me. Alright, you got the Burgess fogger, right? This thing worked out pretty good. A couple little flaws with it though. The nozzle they have on there, I've discovered, go ahead and take that off and throw it over your left shoulder, alright? Because we don't need it anymore. It just plugs up. It's got a real small orifice on it, but I found out you don't need a small orifice when you're fogging this stuff. Another little flaw we have here, when you put this little pint jar on, mason jar, now this doesn't come with them. It's got a plastic thing. But I want to see my liquid, plus I'm not shooting that much. And it cracked here. When this threaded in, this thing busted and cracked, and you can see it ran up here. No big deal. Get you a hose clamp like I did and put on there and take a nut driver and start tight with it out the jar in it. Start tightening it till you see the cap close. That's all. Stop. Put your jar in and then just snug it with your wrench, and then you've got a perfect fit where this will come in and out. After you've used this, what you fill this with your solution, your oxalic acid solution, go ahead and squirt this thing and get that stuff flowing out a little bit. Then light it. Turn your gas on, light that thing. It won't take, but it'll take less than 2 minutes to heat up, and you're going to be fogging good. Now, the last video I showed you what I did with these guys. I had to give these bees more room. They were packed out with honey brood. Plus I'm feeding these bees. I really wanted to jack them up. See, I put that jar in yesterday. It's half gone. That's 5 frames down there, as you remember on the last video. I'm going to peek in there in another, I don't know, 2 weeks. Maybe 4 weeks. I'll peek in and see what's going on downstairs. See if they're drawing out that comb. Hopefully they're jumping on it. They should be. I mean, because they're packed out. And they've got nothing, no comb to work other than that bottom. I've got a hunch, this is experimental this year, I got a hunch, these are all 18 queens in these things. So there's a good chance they may try to swarm, but with this extra room, elbow room I've given them, they may not. That's a good thing. So hopefully, new moon in April, I can go in there and start robbing out. I'll probably rob out, I'm going to try to leave the queens here and rob out the brood for my makeup. I'll just get solid brood and bees on one frame, pollen, honey and pollen on another, and another one with just about solid brood, sealed brood with a few eggs. That will be my makeup. I'll drop in 2 planes in another box. I'm cranking out more of these boxes. I've been cranking out the bottoms. I've got plenty of tops right now, but I'll be getting more of those. And then I'll haul these bees to the other yard. The other yard will come back to this yard. I'm going to put another stand over there Put some more bees. I like them out in the sun. I'm going to get some of these bees out in the sun. They won't be near as testy once you get them in the sun. And that's the deal. Now, when you're making up this, by the way, here's what I did. The majority of the bees are up here. They're probably migrating down already. But when I did the gas these yesterday, I came in and I've got 2 full ones here. What I did is jam my tool right in here, and all I did was lift it up, and that gave me enough room to shove my nozzle in there and blast them. I put about 3 pumps in there, and you could hear them things just roaring in there. Let me back up. About to get stung right in the face. All right, now, get away from me, bee, so I can talk. Here's what I do. Here's what I do when I make this stuff up. Get a saucepan, put it on your stove. Put 2 spoons in the bottom, so this will sit up off the floor a little bit. I measure out milliliters, 400 milliliters of Everclear. 400 milliliters of Everclear. Just got stung on the inside of the ear, and I went ahead and terminated that bee. That's going to feel so good when it quits hurting, guys. That's the best thing about bee stings. They feel so good after they quit hurting. Put in 400 milliliters of Everclear. I'm going to try vodka next, 100 proof vodka. Put that in there. Put it on electric stove. No, do not use open flame. 400 milliliters. Then get 100 grams, 100 grams of oxalic acid and dump in here. Heat that water up till it's almost boiling. Then turn your stove off. Get your spoon in there and keep turning this until it completely turns clear like this. Then get another one of these. I marked the top, ox acid. Get another one, put a filter in there. Coffee, your funnel in there, a coffee filter, and strain this in. You're going to have some little stuff in there. Get it out. You don't want that going into your fogger. But what I found by removing that stupid nozzle, okay, getting that stupid nozzle off here, you don't have near the problems with jamming up. So with these stacked up bees and this prying method I was doing, this prying method, you just crack it up a little bit and shove that nozzle in and blast it to them. It works so good. You can shoot some up the nose hole too, the landing hole, but there wasn't, you know, just what bees are coming in. The major part of the nest was up further. So anyway, hey, we got a new governor. We got a new governor, Mr. DeSantis. You guys in Florida, talk to him. I'm going to talk to that boy, and he's going to change the cannabis laws so everybody can get more access to it. You know, Scott, he went and we all voted for smokable cannabis here in Florida, and he went ahead and said we're going to get that done and this and that, and in the last second he goes and changes it because he wanted to keep us safe, you know, real safe. I got a hunch that Big Pharma is giving him a little bit of money. I may be wrong, but I don't doubt it. These guys are always looking out to you know, to get a little extra Christmas money or something. And he just changed it all to you know, liquid only, oral stuff. No, that's not what we ordered up. Now, Mr. DeSantis has figured that out. But what we need to all tell him, yeah, that needs to happen. We want the smokable cannabis because we know that the health properties of that, the cancer-killing properties of that, diabetes curing, cancer curing, let's put it curing on, and diabetes curing also on cannabis. This is why the Big Pharma is paying all these lawmakers to go ahead and keep this stuff shut down. But we all know the game now. because I'm one of them kids from the 60s. We all know the game now. Now, they brainwash so many of the younger ones coming up still. They're, you know, brainwashing the crap out of you every day on TV with all their famous drugs they're putting out. Stop listening to these people. They're full of it. We got to go back to nature, natural ways, just like we do with this stuff and that tool there and all these bees. I found out years ago, guys, I was listening to Bear Aspirin people and these other people, how to raise bees. They're telling me, oh, you gotta use our products. You've got to just take all these antibiotics and throw at these bees. You've got to throw all these chemicals on your bees. Guess what happened, guys? I was ending up with a whole bunch of dead beehives. I was replacing more beehives. Just on and on with these people. No, we got to go back to nature, natural ways. Cannabis is a part of that. And so get with your lawmakers, tell them, no, we not only want smokable, we want recreational, and we want to be able to grow our own medicine. So get that hammered into their skull. I think it's going to be Michigan law, and that's what needs to happen to Florida. I think that's a reasonable law they have in Michigan. I keep bringing up Michigan because I was actually born there, and my folks moved to Florida when I was 3 years old. So I'm pretty much a Florida cracker. But middle of 10th grade, my folks want to try it again. We went back to Michigan in the middle of the 10th grade, and I went and graduated up there in Michigan. And then in '72, I came back to Florida. I've been here ever since, basically. But I go back and forth to see my buddies and all. And anyway, their law up there is you can have 2 grams, 2 ounces on your body. You can have 10 ounces at the house, and you can be growing 12 plants at your house. Now that is a reasonable law. That's what needs to happen across the board, one state at a time, but we need to get this going ASAP here in Florida so we can make our own medicine. I need to be making Rick Simpson, RSO, Rick Simpson oil. That stuff kills cancer, and I want it on standby. I want to be able to have it. If I want to go out and roll one up and bring out the old peace pipe and smoke a little bit on the front porch of my rocking chair, I should be able to do that. The government has no business restricting that perfectly good plant. Hemp, cannabis is one of the most perfect plants on the planet. I eat hemp seed all the time. It's excellent. Check that out. Excellent product. So anyway, I'll get off my little soapbox now, and I just thought I'd show you a quickie on this Burgess thing, what I did to tune it up. It was a quick trick. If you know, you take care of this thing. Now the other thing too, this spring right in here, I noticed you want to, after you get done using this tool, let it cool down. Don't take this jar off while it's hot. Fill this, rinse, pour whatever products left back in your bulk jar. Rinse this jar out, fill it with water, and pump water through this thing, these coils. Pump it through, clean out the guts in this thing. Dump that water, fill it up again, clean water, and give it another hit. And you can go ahead and put this thing to bed. Now, if this thing gets rusty, don't use for WD-40 anything on there. You get some olive oil and a spray, and spray that spring so it don't get rusty on you. That's what I've done last time. It was getting all rusty, and I've done it, and it doesn't. It's not rusting now. That olive oil has just kept it nice. So anyway, there's the guys. There it is, guys. Bees flying. 75 degrees here in Florida, January 19th. Be happy. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.